good enough. I mean, after the beginning, what does it matter?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, it's like, hey, whoa, watch us screw up the intro. We've only been sitting here for 15 minutes. God forbid you plug in your laptop at some point.
I know.
Good job. Solid.
I got this, bro.
You sure? We good?
I got this.
I didn't even ask you about it.
I know. Funny. You say
like, hey, you ready to do this?
I plugged my charger.
Well, at least you plugged in your charger. Well, anyways, and the mic is on, so that's always good. We have bars up there, and this thing is going. So happy Saturday, Mike. What's going on?
What's up, buddy?
Hope everyone had a better week than us.
What's up,
Al Fernandez?
How you doing?
How's it going? Hey. You guys ever do a full install on a Honda Ridgeline? I'm gonna go with a no on that one.
A full install?
Probably not full. No.
But we done some subwoofers. We add some speakers.
I mean, a video though. We've done a full install on one. We've never filmed it, and that's where Haley go. They had some shopping to do, so right now she is sleeping. We apparently. Yeah, we'll get to that question in a minute. That'll be the first. You want to log in?
Yeah.
Why don't you log in and I'll come over
now
there.
I can log in.
Yeah, so get yourself going. Anyways, as I was saying, I hope everyone had a wonderful beginning of the week. Happy Saturday. Good evening, guys. Buenos noches.
Buenas noches.
I like some nachos too. Hey guys. Hello, gentlemen. Happy Saturday, and to all of us. For those of you guys that are interested in asking questions, go ahead and start getting those in the queue, and Fernando will start doing his thing with there. And as always, we're going to start out the show with a sponsor. The sooner I get it over with, the more fun we can have in the show. Let me switch over to here. And the show sponsor, this is going to come as a shock right off the bat. Oh, my gosh. Audio Control. Now, we're a little something different here. We talked about this on the news on Saturday, but I thought it was an interesting point to bring that up.
Can you give me a code?
Oh, you need a code again?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know why it's keep doing.
Anyways,
yes.
So let me go over here. I'll get your code. Anyways, what I was talking about is.
How you guys doing? Hello.
One of the things we brought up in the news was a new feature or a new product line. Did you request a code? Did you hit it yet?
Yeah.
I don't think you. Hold on.
Log in.
Yeah, because I'm not getting it's not sending me a request. Yeah, you gotta send it. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyways,
what's going on, guys?
They have.
Yeah. No, you say knowledge
new chain
fest?
harnesses. No, I didn't say knowledge fest.
No, you say
This is all stuff we should have done before the show started instead of worrying about like whatever the hell you were worrying about.
Pretty much. I'm always trying to log in after.
Yeah.
Because the last time we have.
Yeah. You don't actually.
Hello from Panama. What's up? You ever do a Mitsubishi 3000 GT? You ever done that?
I've done them, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Actually, it was one of the first cars when it came out that we had to go buy a new panel for because Bill Bauer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think
Bill Bauer ripped the side panel out of the car. And
I think I remember just like changing speakers and that's about it. Ooh, look at that. What's up, Matthew?
There we go. That took a long time.
Yes, I know. What's up, Pizza Dave? Awesome shirts. Thank you. This is actually the Master Tech Clean Wire Challenge. I'm pretty sure you guys already saw the shirt before.
Hopefully you guys had a chance to go vote.
Yeah, look at that.
Ooh.
Pretty neat, right?
Okay, so get your questions in.
Yeah.
And what I was going to do before this went sideways there is I wanted to show you guys something. So we're going to come over here to my laptop real quick, which is right here.
All right, let me.
And I'm going to turn. No, you don't have to do anything.
No,
hide that. Yep. Get rid of that. And this is the PAC homepage. So pac-audio.com, as you can see at the top. And if you type in LPH here in the search tab, it'll bring up all these LPH harnesses. And so we'll come down here and we'll click LPH GM71. And we'll click on it. And then what this is going to do is it's going to bring up this guy right here. This is the GM harness so that you can do a T-harness into that car. Why is this an audio control? Why are we talking about it? Because PAC owns audio control, if you guys didn't know that. So that's an Amp Global thing. And all these cool little wires right here, zoom in a little bit, these are your inputs and outputs for your high level to low level applications. So you can, if you want to add in a DSP, if you want to add in a D series amplifier, if you want to add an LC7i, LC2i, LC1i Pro, any LC2i Pro, anything along those lines where you want an in and an out because it's a non-amplified stereo, you can go to pac-audio.com, and if you don't know, you just type in that LPH, and all of those guys will come up for you to see if they make one for your car. Now you can go and type in your make, model, and year all on its own, and it'll come up. However, if you don't feel like, if you just want to see, hey, they make a Hyundai one, they make a Ford one specific, these are all here for you to easily find. How cool is that?
Yeah.
And there again, thank you, Audio Control. Thank you, Amp Global, for being a proud sponsor of the show. Get your questions in, and Fernando is going to go through and start tagging those up. We do have one question here that came in early.
Mm-hmm.
When adding a DSP to a factory system with a factory amplifier, why do you grab the signal coming out of the factory amplifier, not the head unit? That way it's just on-process signal. God, wouldn't that be easy if you could do that? Wouldn't it? It'd be awesome if you could do that. And in some cases, maybe if your car is 15 years old, you might be able to actually do that. However, in a modern car, they've basically screwed us out of doing that. That's why the Amp Pro, the AR, the Zen A to B, and all these modules exist. That's not, okay, so here's what happens. You have a factory radio. There's a data bus connection between the radio and the said amplifier. And because in our world, we like to think about it as a radio and an amp as an amp. But in a car environment, meaning like manufacturer, so Toyota, Nissan, Ford, they don't look at it like that. They look at them as two boxes that share the same space, meaning it doesn't matter what is in here and what is in here as long as the end is sound out to the speakers. That means that the computing power that's in the dash isn't necessarily a radio. Some of those internal functions can be done inside of the factory amplifier. When you turn the volume knob on a modern system, it doesn't actually have a preamp style output. It could be digital, could be over a bus. There's several different buses, most, CAN, LAN, buses that actually the data is going out to the amplifier. When you do this, there's a digital analog converter that's taking that digital signal into the amplifier, converting it over, and then turning the volume up and down. So there's actually no audio per se communicating between here and here. It's just ones and zeros. It's a digital connection. Now, if you look at something like a Ford Sony style system or a Chrysler system, those were more analog in the sense that coming out of the radio is a left and right analog sound. However, digitally is the volume control. So when you do this on the volume, it's turning up and down the gain structure inside of the amplifier. In that case, you can, in some of those older ones, come out of that clean signal into a processor and use a secondary volume control, meaning you can no longer use steering wheel controls, you can no longer turn it on the dash. You would actually use something like a conductor or an audio control, be like just a LC, just a regular LC3 or LC2 volume knob, and that would be your volume control. Some of the problems that run into that, like in Toyota. So a Toyota actually uses multiple streams of sound coming in. It's not just the radio. So you have audio from this, you have audio from this, you have sensors that come into it. So the amplifier is almost like a hub at that point. So there's a lot of weirdness that happens now. It's not just signal out of the radio into the amplifier. So though the aftermarket, we think very basic as far as how the communication between the radio and amplifier happens. In the factory, it's not. It can be really crazy. And then you take in consideration, there could be three pieces. So like if you look at the new Chevys, the screen in the dash is not the radio. That's just a monitor that goes off to a radio. Then the radio is buried somewhere in here, and then that goes off to the amplifier. So now you have 3 pieces at a minimum. So there's a lot of so as we move forward with interfacing, that's why we don't do this. Now that was a long answer. I apologize, but that's something I feel, deserved the time.
Yeah.
And of course, Audio Control and Amp Global offer solutions for this. Boom. So moving on.
So quick, that one.
Just wanted,
Kevin.
Just want to tell both of you again, y'all took turn it into chicken salad. It was well worth the drive. Hey man, Kevin.
We're glad
it was a start of an interesting week. Let's just call it that. So
that was good. Yes, that's for sure.
It's definitely the start of an interesting week.
You bring the whole thing, buddy.
Yeah. But I'm glad it worked out, man. I'm glad she's happy. What's up, fellas? What's up, Scott? Since your earlier show, I found time to install and bridge the ACM 4300 to the front mids and go active, which channels 1 and 2 to the tweeters from a D5 1300 hybrid 62 Mark IIs. Any tuning tips before I plug in the laptop? 1300 is already tuned using passive crossovers from 1 and 2. I mean, if you don't have an RTA, it's going to be tough. But if you don't have an RTA, tone is the way to go. Play some test tones, see what sounds obnoxious, bring those frequency down. Make sure that you know what the frequency is in the test tone you're actually playing is key. Go slow. It might not get done in one session. You test mic, plug it into an iPad. You test mic, USB-C iPads. Probably the cheapest audio RTA you're going to get your hands on, because it's a long enough cable that you can put the mic in the car and have the iPad outside the car. I'd say Android, but if anyone knows an awesome Android USB-C app, RTA app for it, let me know, because I still haven't been able to find any. So anyways, there we go.
All right.
Congratulations on getting that done.
Yes.
All right, what do you got for me?
All right, hang on. Let's go.
Can you use full radio volume if use TouchLink on an Amp Pro and be clean signal?
Can I use a full radio volume?
Yeah, so basically if you're using the TouchLink output, can you turn the volume all the way up? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if we've ever. I get what you're saying. Meaning, is there going to be any distortion? So
we talk about factory amplifier, right?
So yeah,
I mean factory
radio into an Amp Pro, TouchLink out of the Amp Pro into the DSP. Should you be able to turn it all the way up? Technically, the answer should be yes, because there shouldn't be any distortion. Right. However, it really just depends on the integration between the radio and the Amp Pro. So there's still a voltage exchange going on between the radio and the Amp Pro. The Amp Pro is then using its DAC to turn it into the TouchLink and then going out. So it's probably no, only because there's really no way to test and see when the signal before it turns digital, if it's clipping. I mean, the safe answer is no, because there's no way for us to test that.
I mean, it's possible. Yeah, you can do that, but like you say,
right.
Yes, don't.
And there again, 2 from the top is probably where you want to be.
Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, I wouldn't go full tilt boogie anyways.
I feel if you actually you missing power and you want more volume, you definitely need a bigger amplifier.
Well, there again, it just comes down, like the TouchLink isn't always the hottest signal output. So I mean, yes. To your point,
you having the Amp Pro.
Well, no, I think where you're going with it is that, sometimes when you do TouchLink, which is the ultimate levelizer as far as gain structure goes, that you're only going to get so loud with the TouchLink, whereas the preamp side of it does seem louder only because you can clip it. Whereas on the digital side of things, you can only get so loud. So you kind of get what you pay for, as opposed to getting a little bit extra through the preamp. But it sounds better.
Yeah.
Baba, careful, you're gonna get put in timeout. What is Baba doing?
Nothing that Baba can do.
Okay. Anyways,
the fake haircuts. The what?
I don't know.
Okay, I will get to it. I'm trying to get into the old questions, guys. Give me a second.
Hey,
All right.
fellas, what do you think about Infinity Perfect 2-ohm speakers, and what 2-ohm amp do you recommend for that kind of speaker? We've had customers bringing those speakers before. They sound fine. You know, it's not a it's a good solution sometimes. As far as a good 2-ohm amplifier, there isn't going to be anything cheap. And honestly, if you were trying to go cost effective, I might look at somebody's AB class amplifier as opposed to going with a digital amplifier. And that's really the problem, is that some of the more affordable class D amplifiers give you a 2-ohm rating, but they sound like total crap at 2-ohm. Whereas your more expensive class D amplifiers. Now, what you may want to do is just go with the Infinity amplifiers, because they know what they're doing, and that's actually a solid amplifier.
Yeah,
so
it blends.
If it's in the budget, I might stick with the Infinity amplifiers. Now, if it's not in the budget, or if you have a bigger budget, Audio Control, they work great at 2 ohms. We run the K2s, which are 2-ohm mid bass, on them all the time, and they sound wonderful and put out a ton of power. So, but yeah, you're right to ask the question, because it can be buyer beware. If you're looking for an affordable
DSP,
I was going to say an affordable AB class amplifier that sounds great, I would check out the Morel, because the Morel has at a 2-ohm load, badass. Even at a 4-ohm load, it's great, but their amplifiers are awesome.
Yes,
high quality and affordable. It doesn't make any sense because it's Morel, but check them out.
All right, so you did a lot of old cars. You're
gonna change the question?
Yeah, just get rid of that one.
Wow.
All right, so and that's the next question. This is
they weren't old cars back then. They weren't old cars. They were new cars.
Old cars.
Okay, I started in 90, so in 95 was
old.
a new car. It's an old car now, but it was a new car then. Okay, I have a question. What size subwoofer can I put in a 2002 Dodge Dakota 4-door? I can't get subwoofer boxes to fit because I'm trying to keep the back seats open so I can have people sit in there. We actually did one of these not too long ago, smartass. Believe it or not, we put in the JBL fuse.
Yeah, we did.
So and there again, there's only so much room, as you know. And underneath that back seat, there's no room. But there was, yes. So are you, Dougie Fresh. We're almost the same. I think we are the same age. He might even be a year older than me. Damn it.
Oh, my God.
Anyways,
you guys are old.
so JBL makes the JBL Fuse, which are these two cool, it's like, it goes like this, and then they pull apart. It's two little 8-inch subs. We put those underneath the back seat with a small JBL amplifier. I know we only talked about it on, I think, like Instagram or something like that, but it actually turned out really nice. It's not an overwhelming amount of bass, but it was really good. Like, it filled the cab. I mean, as our customers like to say, I don't want anything that's going to like wake the neighbors, and it's not going to, but it will give you bass, and it sounds pretty damn good because you don't need a ton of power to do it. So something small. Hey, DNF, greeting from Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus.
What's up?
We have good friends in Columbus.
We do?
Yes. You know?
I'm sure.
Columbus Car Radio?
Nope, never heard of him.
No? Never heard of it?
No. Oh. Jay Cook? Nope, don't know who he is.
Jay Cook?
Yeah, no. You know, Dougie Fresh and I will be in. He's going to Emma.
Oh, really?
He gets to go to Emma. I know, right? Sucks.
Why again?
Because they want him to go.
Yeah, of course.
And he needs to, because somebody needs to go there for Tori, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and since he's Tori right now, he gets to go.
Tori. He's touring the Tori.
Nando needs a tat on his arm. I mean, I can get I got a Sharpie. We can put, Dean, do you fear putting speaker gaskets on the speaker or the vehicle side? Usually on the speaker. So like the bracket will get the bracket will get the foam, that'll screw into the car. And then the back of the speaker will get the foam, and that'll screw in. The reason why is because depending on the bracket, like if we make the bracket, it really doesn't matter. We can put it anywhere we want because we're going to have the exact size hole that the speaker is. Because we laser cut them. But if it's like a pack or a Metro bracket, we don't necessarily, it's a universal size. So putting it on the speaker is much better than not.
Yeah. Also depends on the speaker bracket. Sometimes the speaker bracket, sometimes the hole is too big, and when you put it, it's not.
Oddly enough, that's exactly what I just said.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to. That's exactly what you said.
That's exactly what I said.
I was just like,
but hey, you know what?
As
I say to my wife, you said it twice. You know what that makes it? True.
It's a lie.
No, it's totally true.
It's a lie.
It can't be a lie.
All right.
Hello, Sweden. They have the best water. They have the Swedish Peter says that in Sweden we have the best water. You need to come to Sweden because you like water. We have the best water. And I was like, I agree. We do need to go to Sweden.
Are you going to Sweden?
You know, it's funny. So we won't get into the whole world politics.
All right. So now talk about more speaker brackets.
Hey guys, where can I find a speaker adapter for a 2020 Volkswagen GLI? Man, you might have to make that one.
I mean, you can check Metra, you can check packaudio.com.
I mean, when it comes to speaker brackets, Metra is gonna be. However, you know who might have? No, do they make brackets?
Who?
Spiral. I can't think if Spiral has brackets or not. I would still check metraonline.com because they just came out with a whole bunch of German brackets that they're buying from overseas. So if anyone is going to have it, and if you already checked there and they don't, totally get it. But if anyone's going to have that bracket for purchase, it's going to be metraonline.com. And there again, once you get the model number for it, you can go buy it from a Metra dealer.
Call you.
But that's where you want to figure out what the part number is. That's the most important part.
What the fox says. Dun, 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 dun. No. All right, keep going.
Looking for direction. Left at the tree. On adding subs to a factory head unit in a 2023 Chevy Trailblazer will also upgrade stock speakers. Also has an 8-inch screen. Okay. Wow. You got a lot of stuff to consider on this car. If it's a base model truck, you should be okay. If it's a non-base model truck, I mean, if it's got any amplification in it at all, you're in for a fun time. I got to tell you that right now. Because that truck is going to have all kinds of nonsense going on that you're going to have to disable. I mean, it's going to have fake engine noise. If it's an outboard amplifier, you might get lucky enough to where it's a wire that you cut. However, it's 2023, so that's still sketchy as far as that goes. But for some reason, the Trailblazer just seems to be the biggest pain in the butt right now. A lot of people just aren't getting it. There again, as we talked about at the beginning, PAC has T-harnesses, and they will have the T-harness for this vehicle because it's the same as the 2022. So I would probably start there. And if it's a Bose system, no one is going to make an interface for that. However, the Metra has the previous, but I don't know if it works on that one. I don't think it does. Bose is really what's going to screw you up. If we're keeping the factory head unit, maybe look at the key technology, like key locks. Key locks would be a good place to start if you're planning on DSPing it. If you're not, this is a tough one, man. I really don't have any good answers on it because it's just going to depend on what other stuff is in there from the factory. Wow, this is crazy. I was just watching a 7-year video of y'all explaining wire colors. Glad to see y'all are still at it. It's been a while, but yes, we are still at it. This is the longest, or the Monday show, believe it or not, is the longest running car stereo talk show on the internet. Like we've already won that award. That didn't give us anything, but we started that, as you can tell from there, 8 years ago. We still do it every Monday night.
It's crazy.
So
it's crazy.
We win. We win that award. The Saturday show started later just because at the time we were doing Facebook on Mondays, YouTube on Saturdays, just to kind of split them up. And now we've kind of merged them together because Facebook is kind of sucks for the most part. Can I get a plug and play harness for the factory plug speaker wires on a 2022 Explorer with the BO system? I want to reuse the factory wires and only have to run new to the tweeters. Well, conveniently enough, when you buy the Amp Pro from PAC, the PAC Amp Pro, it comes all set and ready to go. So it's a plug-and-play solution. You pull the amplifier out, you plug everything in, all your speaker wires are there, your RCAs are there for your amplifiers, you have nothing to do. Now, if you went and you accidentally bought the Zen A to B and you looked at it and you said, oh, damn, this sucks, no problem. PAC also makes a harness to do that. So it is, I don't know the exact model number on it, but if you go look up the dash kit for that car, so they make the replaceable dash kit for the predecessor. The harnesses are basically the same. Then, yeah, you can cut and splice and get it in there. Not the factory harness, their harnesses to get it all to work. The colors don't necessarily match up, but it'll plug in. So, yeah, there's a couple solutions for that. But, yes, the harness does exist. PAC makes all of it. So, pac-audio.com.
All right, bring the Google Translate right now, okay?
Fernando, ¿cómo se llama?
All right, so, Alejandro, nosotros tenemos un video en YouTube que es 101 cómo setear el audio control. Te explicamos cómo funciona, cómo lo tienes que hacer. Audio Control 101, how to set it up, DSP 101. So, chécalo, te explicamos paso por paso y así puedes entender un poquito más de cómo funciona y cuál es el proceso que nosotros usamos. Okay.
We're good?
Yes.
All right, cool. Sorry. It's a great place. I needed water. So.
I know.
Woo! All right.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm going to move down here. Get into the...
All right. So, let's see. What do you still have that one? Okay.
Soft tacos? I'm a hard taco guy. I like hard tacos.
All right.
Hey, Dean, do you have any advice on how... I always have advice. Whether it's good advice or not, I gotta have it. How to reduce vocal semblance without affecting the rest of the treble. Actually, it's funny you should say that. We ran into this week, as a matter of fact. He was just on the show and commenting on how we worked on his car Monday and Tuesday. And his wife came to me. It was her car. And she had said, I'm real picky when it comes to hearing. And I go, okay. Mm-hmm. And so we tuned the car, set it up the way we'd normally do. And she got in it, and it wasn't working for her. So I said, no problem. We were putting in a Kenwood radio, but this would work with any DSP. And what I simply did is I found the song that annoyed her the most. It was like, this song is just right here. This
very annoying.
It's like fingers on a chalkboard. So no problem. Went to the EQ, grabbed the first high frequency, and I pulled it down all the way. And we played the song. I said, what does that do for you? Nothing. Put it back to 0. Took the next frequency, pulled it down. Played the same part of the song, nothing. We got to 4,000 hertz. I pulled that down. She goes, that's it. Totally Lucy'd me from Charlie Brown. And I was like, that's the one? She's like, that's it. Let me do it again. Did it a couple times, played a couple extra songs. We found out that 4,000 hertz absolutely just drove her nuts. So we made the adjustment in the 4,000 hertz range, which really didn't affect any of the other frequencies around it. It was just that. Went to a narrow Q, pulled that down, got rid of it, and her husband got in the car and he's like, dude, this sounds fine. This is exactly this. Yeah. I put 4,000 back up and he's like, nah, leave it down. It's good. So I don't know if this helps, but that's a great way to start when you're trying to find something that's just like, wow, that sucks. Mm-hmm. Find a song that accentuates the hell out of it, and then just start bringing down one frequency at a time. Don't do a bunch. Do one. Play it again. Okay, just like I said. And that should get you to a place we need to be. Keep in mind, you can always boost the frequencies to the left or right of that to see if that helps compensate for any holes that you might create. But there is no wrong way to do anything if it sounds good to you.
To you.
Dean, sir, I hope Haley gets better soon. I do too, but I feel this is going to take a minute. Luckily, she's young. For those of you guys who don't know what we're talking about, we talked about it a lot on Instagram. We had her on the show today. She broke her arm and both bones here. It was a mess. It was one heck of a week. Yeah. So emergency rooms are just so much fun. So much fun. 3 days in the hospital. Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good evening. Toyota Tacoma, 2 enclosed boxes, 4 Rockford P3 SD2 8-inch. How to wire series parallel to 1 ohm between the 2 boxes. Amp is a Rockford Prime 1200.1. All right, so we got, I'm going to need a piece of paper. All right, so we got, what are they? D what?
D2s, so it's dual 2s.
All right, so we did a video on this, by the way. So I start with drawing, which you can't see. I draw 4 circles, and then I draw a plus and minus on each one. Okay, and I stagger them. All right. All
1 ohm.
All right, so we need to get to 1 ohm.
That
and
is
these
correct.
are dual 2s?
Dual 2s.
All right, so a dual 2 can either be a 1 ohm or a 4 ohm. All right, so 4 and 4 is 2, and 2 and 2 is 1. Okay.
2 and 2.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a jumper on each one of the woofers. So I'm going to go to positive, negative on each woofer. So I'm going to make each one of them a 4 ohm woofer. Okay. So that'll give me 4 ohm drivers. Now I'm going to take the 2 remaining terminals off. So I have a negative on this side, a positive on this side. I'm going to grab 2 of them, and I'm going to bring both those negatives to 1 terminal, both those positives to 1 terminal. Now that'll give me a 2 ohm load for each setup. Now, because it's a mono amplifier, it doesn't matter what I do. It's a mono amplifier with 4 inputs on it. I can take that left bank of woofers and go into it. I can take that right bank of woofers in. And the amplifier itself will then, both positives and both negatives inside of the amplifier are in parallel. All right. So, or series, whatever. They're connected. They're one block. It's just a distribution block for positives and negatives. That'll give me 1 ohm at the amplifier. All right. So once you've basically to think about it, go, well, what? If you put a jumper on each woofer and then you connect all the positives and all the negatives together after that, that'll get you to a 1 ohm load.
There you go.
But jumper each one. So negative over to the positive. Okay.
All right.
Good deal.
We're gonna remove that one.
Sure. Hide current comment. It's gone. Just like that. Magical.
No, you're
audio control is over?
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Hang
so
on. Before you get to that one, somebody asked where do I buy Morel? Go to morelhifi.com.
And they have a dealer locator.
And they have a dealer locator, so you can go and find it there.
However, if you don't mind it getting shipped to you, they do sell it in Crutchfield, I believe. However, if you're interested, you can give Paul a call. He will gladly take your credit card over the phone and ship it to you. 727-216-6170 is how you get a hold of Paul. That is the owner of 5 Star. He will gladly ship you anything you need. Like if you want to pick up some of the new sound treatment that we talked about today after we interviewed Haley. If you didn't know they had sound treatment, make sure you check that out.
They do.
But yeah, that's how you do it. All right. So next sponsor of the show is our good friends over at Orca. Now, wait, who? So Orca is the company here in the United States that brings in Focal, Moscone, Gladen. All right. And what that means to you and I is, let's switch over here to laptop, is Orca is proud to announce the new plug and play solutions in their Sound Up line. Oh boy. For Teslas. This is a total plug and play system for the Moscone 1 series and Pico series amplifiers. It's a full system that comes with everything you need here. You can see the cool T harnesses. This will plug into the car. They're 8-channel DSP or 6-channel DSP options. They're for all the Teslas. They have a system for each one. But if you're looking to do an installation on a Tesla and, well, take some of the fear of doing the Tesla system out, you can head over to Orca or Sound Up. Just do a search for Sound Up, upgrade your music, and that's it. That's pretty awesome, right? That's a new feature that they've come out with. And, of course, as time goes on, we'll find out more about that. But, of course, if you're interested in finding out more about Moscone Gladen, because like those amplifiers we just talked about, you were like, wait, what? You can find that at Moscone-America.com. Check out the Pico series line of amplifiers, the new 1, 6 to 10. That's a 6-channel power amplifier with a 10-channel DSP. Pretty awesome, pretty sexy.
Yes. Oh, look who it is. Wow.
What's up, Andy? Perfect time to hang out between filming.
That is correct. All right, so we got this one. It's actually a pretty good one.
I have a set of Focal K2 100 4-inch components. Is the clear wire red stripe and the negative or clear? Basically, there's a clear. What is there on there?
It's a red with clear,
Yeah.
and a clear.
Yeah.
Red with clear is your positive.
There you go. He would know. I make him do that. That's when I go, it's time to hand these over to Fernando. Now, a tool. Now, if you're sitting there, man, wouldn't there be a cool tool that I could use to figure this out?
Yes, that would be amazing. Cool.
There is a cool tool that you can use to do that. And you can find it over on mobilesolutionsusa.com. It's called a PT9A Plus. So if you just do a search for...
You don't have it here?
It might be. Click on it. But it is a PT... No, keep going.
Right there.
Okay, hold on.
So if you go to DNF tool drawer, you will find it. It's right there next to the camera tester.
Yeah. But you can find it at Mobile Solutions. Yeah. It's about $120. I know. But hey, you know what? It's a nice thing to have. We use them daily. So
we use them daily. That is correct.
I mean, any way you spell it, it still says Moscone. I just watched an old video of y'all's that had a factory stereo that had full preamp output. Yes, a Nissan. It was probably the Titan video. Some of the cars had that.
You know, the other one that was a Scion.
Yeah.
With the Pioneer amplifier.
Well, yeah, but no, he's talking about like it had an amplifier and like it was a full variable voltage. So,
okay. Yeah.
So we used to talk about that a lot. If you go back maybe a year or two ago, 3 years ago, we talk about you need to find out if it's variable voltage or fixed. And there again, some of them are variable voltage. It's becoming less and less apparent. Fewer and fewer cars have variable voltage because they're just getting more and more complicated. They're fixed. So now it's variable voltage, fixed, or digital is really what the appropriate, how we would, like if we had to give a lecture on it now, we'd say, we used to have a thing called variable voltage. And this goes back to the first question on the show for those ago. What are they talking about? Someone asked, why don't we go and tap in before the amplifier in the factory as opposed to after the factory amplifier? And we kind of gave what the modern car and why. Mm-hmm. Older cars had variable voltage, which is a preamp section, for lack of a better terms. It's just so you could take your digital multimeter, go right to it, and you turn the volume up and down, and the voltage would go down, the voltage go up, just like if you were metering any amplifier. So you had variable voltage. That was cool. Like, that was a lot of fun. It was great when we could do that. Then you had fixed voltage, which is what a lot of the cars are now. Fixed voltage, which means it doesn't matter if you do this or not, nothing's happening because it's done over a bus system. And then you have digital, which then all the new cars are digital. There's almost no cars that are, they're all digital. It's all ball bearings. Anyways, it's all digital. So those are your three scenarios. Now, you can purchase and compare. All right, you can purchase and compare, listen, Morel, Hertz, Focal, and more at Crutchfield using their comparison tools. I just choose which headphones you use and listen to 8 different genres as music. It's an amazing tool. You know, and I've actually heard a couple people say this actually works pretty good. And it makes sense. And they're like, and that's what we did when we're doing the sound demos now, is we've actually switched to a better microphone that's a more accurate representation of what the speakers are doing. Mm-hmm. There again, we can't program it for specific headphones because we don't have Crutchfield money. But, you know, hey, it's what it is. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty neat. I was looking at the Aerospace Gladden today.
They got a lot of cool features, man.
They have a nice features, and new redesign. They redesigned the whole thing. So
they have the new DSP software, which is really cool. So the new, what is it, Phase X or X Phase, or they got that was pretty cool. How much is a quality install from completely stock to new everything? Whew. I mean, all right. That's going to be a tough thing, okay? So there's a lot of variables that can get involved in that, all right? So I think the best way to answer this is, first off, it's going to depend on the level of equipment you buy. As we know now, there's from SCAR up to Moscone and everywhere in between. What I mean by that is you have you know, an RP series Scar amplifier at 150, 200 bucks. You got a Moscone 830 Pro at $4,000.
Ooh, sexy.
Okay, and then there's more above that and less below that. But I'm just saying. So that's where do we start on the amplifier? So it's not how much will something cost. It's going to be expensive. The reality is in a modern car, you're going to spend some, depending on what you decide to do, you're going to realistically spend somewhere between $3,500 to $10,000 is a safe number if you're paying somebody else to do the work for you. Now, what do you want to look for, I think, is the better question. So we'll take a couple minutes here to answer that, because this is an important question a lot of you guys have to deal with. The first thing you have to know is, how am I getting the sound from that factory radio into whatever I design? That is number one. That is the most important thing. There's a lot of ways you can do that. If it is a aftermarket radio that has some form of an amplified system, and then I'm going to be looking at how do I integrate in the amplifier. And that's what we always talk about. Amp Pro, Zen module, iDataLink AR capabilities, Metra's DSP interfacing, because they so all four of these companies, and then there's Mobridge, which is 5. So all 5 of these companies make interfaces that can talk to a digital system and give us a preamp level output that is unadulterated, clean, no EQ, super sexy, that we can then plug into whatever we're going to do. Keep in mind, anytime you do that, you're stripping away the DSP that is in the factory amplifier. So you in turn then have to make sure you install another DSP. Where this becomes an issue, like this week when somebody came in when we did the Challenger. They went with an Amp Pro, put a 5-channel amp in. Well, it had a Harman Kardon system in it, and they stripped all the DSP out to put this stupid 5-channel amp in. It sounded like crap. So we had to put a DSP back in it, allow us to tune the car. Anyway, so you get what I'm saying there. Mm-hmm. All right, so once we figure out how we're going to interface, now if we have a factory radio that isn't amplified, okay, how are we going to get out of that? So we still need to get to that preamp point. So we're going to do some form of high-level to low-level conversion. That means, where's the DSP going to fall in if I'm going to need a DSP or not? And that's something to think about. So that money that you're going to spend on integrating into the car, which a lot of people think, I've already got a screen in the dash, I don't have to buy a radio, is wrong. It's the wrong thing to have, because integrating into that factory radio is going to be just as expensive as if you were to buy an aftermarket touchscreen. So then you go, why don't I just buy an aftermarket touchscreen? Well, because chances are good in a new car, it's not going to fit. Like there's some Toyota, it's harder and harder to replace that radio. So if you can't replace that radio, or you're already like, I have this beautiful 8-inch touchscreen in the dash, why would you get rid of it? Well, you're right. Why would you? But then we're going to have to pay for interfacing. Mm-hmm. So whether it be interfacing with DSP, regular DSP, you're going to spend that money there. Now, that chunk of change could be anywhere between, let's say, $400 up to $2,000, depending on. And there again, there's a whole group of things to go there. Now, in that same note, you could say, well, I'm going to have to go high level into a DSP. Can I just buy a DSP amplifier? Yes, you can. So you could go, and that'll skip a step. Now, doing that actually saves some money, because I much prefer to sell you an amplifier with a DSP in it. It's cheaper on the installation, because I don't have 2 boxes to wire up now. I have 1 box to wire up. Tuning cost is tuning cost. It's just usually most people charge you 2 to 3 hours worth of labor for tuning the car, if they in fact know how to tune the car, which is another. We won't go down that road.
That's different story.
That's a whole nother story. If God, are you kidding me? So those are your 3. How am I going to get sound? Now, if we go with the amplifier side of it, now we have to figure out, okay, what amplifiers do I want to go with? Am I going to go active? Am I going to go passive? Like if you just have a factory radio that's just a front and rear output, do I want to just go bare minimum, go like a D5-1300, which is an audio control 5-channel amplifier? Or do I want to go 6 or 8 channel? Do I want to go full active, meaning like you can get a Mustang that has tweeters, mid-bass, or any Ford for that matter, F-150s, tweeters, mid-range, rear speaker, sub. That's 7 channels of audio. Do I want to do a 6-channel and a monoblock? So you kind of have to think that through. And if I do decide to go 6-channel, there again, do I want one with the DSP built into it to make my life easy? And so, yeah, it kind of helps sometimes to have somebody hold your hand and walk you through this that knows what they're doing, to think about it. That's why in our videos we try to explain as much as we can, even though some people, why did they do that? Well, because this is what we decided on for the budget that we had. That's important. As much as we'd love everyone to buy a Moscone 830 amplifier at $4,000 a piece,
everybody should get one.
They're not flying off the shelves, as you can imagine.
I mean, you can. Why not?
Audison has a really nice with their Forza line. There again, we talked about the new 610 that Moscone has. Badass piece. 6-channel amplifier. 6 of those channels are DSP'd internally, and then there's 4 more channels of DSP'd output. Oof. So if you're doing a 3-way set up front, center, sub, rears, you have 4 more channels of DSP that you can do anything you want with. Now that we've figured that out, we have to talk about speakers. Now, the reality is when it comes to speakers, everything should kind of match. Meaning you're not going to go with a $4,000 amplifier and $200 set of speakers. It's not going to happen. You're not going to do it. That'd be dumb. So you kind of need to stay in that, so if I'm buying $2,000 worth of amplifier interfacing, you're probably going to be looking at $550 to $700 or $800, between $500 and $800 for a really nice set of components. Because you want to take advantage of that amplifier. You want to make sure those speakers will have the resolution and the capabilities that amplifier can give them. Okay, so you can see where this adds up fairly quickly, and that's why talking to somebody that actually knows what they're doing is very helpful for you. Because this can, we've had a lot of people that come in and they bought their own stuff, and you just look at them and go, "What were you thinking?"
Well, you do that, yeah.
And now outside of all of this, the other thing that you have to keep in mind while designing your system is where is this stuff all gonna go? Okay, I can't tell you how many guys have showed up with salts amplifiers, and you just look at them and go, "Yeah, that's a whole nother thing." And it's like, dude, your amplifier is this long. Okay, I don't have this anywhere in the car. How the heck am I going to do that? I want 40-channel DSP.
Hey, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, I was going to say,
believe me,
you're going to get it at some point.
You have 32 right now.
Yeah, you do?
I mean, the Cadillac?
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, what Fro had said makes sense because there again, you're buying, let's say you buy that $800 set of speakers. So you get some like Focal FLAC speakers, you get some Morel hybrids. Insert your Stevens audio will just go crazy off to the left there. Okay, now I have to mount them in my car. I just paid $800 for a set of speakers. I'm not paying. You're not going to get them installed for $50. All right, you're going to need sound treatment. You're going to need brackets. You're going to need acoustical foam or rubber, something to get them to play through the door panel. I don't care, you're going to need all that stuff. So, you could spend another $350, $400 just to put a set of speakers in a car. That's just one set of speakers. Mm-hmm. It could be another $200 to put your speakers, the tweeters in, because keep in mind, your factory tweeter isn't just going to click out and a new one click in. If you've caught the show, you've seen me spend hours designing tweeter brackets so that I can integrate the tweeter into the car. So that takes time. Time is money. It snowballs really fast. Sometimes I'll write up a quote for somebody that literally has 4 line items and that's it. And it's like, and it's $5,000. And you're like, wow, 4 line items is $5,000. And it's like, yeah, it's also going to take a day and a half to do it. Sometimes 2 days, because, when you're done, you still have that extra 2 hours when you're done of just working with the DSP, as we like to call tuning the car. And by the way, on a side note, setting your gains is not tuning a car. It's setting the gains. So don't confuse the two. All right. Anyways, long-winded question, long-winded answer. I know it wasn't what you were hoping for, but these are all things that you have to keep in mind. When
can you tune my amplifier?
I can tune your amplifier. If I take a tuning fork and go ding, it's tuned.
Perfect. All right. So this is a good one.
When I hear Glenn, I think boink 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 boink, and you should. That's by design. You back home to catch the end of the show.
That is fantastic.
I honestly thought she'd show up today.
Really?
Yeah, I thought for sure Mary Lou was going to be here today.
Huh. Wow.
I don't know why. I was just like, I had this feeling this morning. She's going, I was almost going to come. I bet you she says that. 22 BMW X3 with RAM system, installing a match up 7 with MEC analog in. Do you know what voltage configuration, input sensitivity, load jumpers should I use for the MEC? Thinking 30 volt, 8 volts with, honestly, I have no idea. However, I can tell you right now that if you give them a call, if you give MSC a call, they will have the answers for you, because that's what they do. They're very thorough, and they
Mhm.
want to make sure you have an awesome experience. So give them a call, talk to Jason or whoever answers the phone, and they'll walk you right through the process. So yeah, definitely.
No, they really good on,
I didn't invite
tech
you.
support
Really?
stuff.
You need an invitation. Wow, that was weak. That was weak, Mary Lou.
That was weak.
She always just shows up. When have we ever invited her? You have an open invitation. You know that. Don't be silly. Try to throw this on me. Hi guys, and you're the reason why I said salt, by the way, Christian. So calm down. Hi guys, you tested the Ground Zero 8-inch sub in the car lab. Is it pure SPL or does it also sound good on normal music SQ minus? Hopefully Haley gets better soon. I hope so too. And it's funny you should say that because we actually gave the 8 away and kept the 6.5. And you rocked that 6.5 for a very, very long time, like almost a year. Yeah. So to answer your question, yes, it's a very musical subwoofer for sure. Pardon me. No, it is not all SPL. It's an 8-inch, and it's one 8-inch. So no, it's a very, very thorough, very wide, very nice sounding speaker for sure. Yeah. What's up, Car Gift?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Sweet like honey. Yep. So from Portugal. I think we all know he's from Portugal by this point.
Who?
Car Gift.
Really?
Yeah, I know. It's
I
shocking.
didn't know that. Okay.
Are the Phoenix Gold GX amplifiers a nice audiophile option? So if you lived in Europe right now and you were with our good friend Car Gift there in Portugal, he might have a really great answer for you because they do have amazing Phoenix Gold amplifiers over there in Europe. They're just like, holy cow, these things are awesome. However, here in the United States, well, we kind of got Coupon Plus program towards the end there.
Yeah.
So do they sound good? Sure. Are they anything special? Not really.
I guess it's because we have so much, of different brands that right now can you be like, I can pick this one.
So GX, yes, it's really nice.
There you go. So
see, by the time we got to this point in the line of Phoenix Gold, see over there they have a whole different outlook. Like Phoenix Gold Europe is its own thing.
Yes,
it's its own thing. It has nothing to do like the US. Phoenix Gold's gone. Like a
it disappear?
It's
really?
Gone. It doesn't exist.
It's gone?
There might be some products laying around, but over there, like they got some really cool stuff. Like when I got to see all that stuff, then they brought me over to the booth and showed. Oh my god,
saw the
dude.
pictures.
Just like every amp there had a DSP. I was like, really? So, yeah.
There you go. So, I mean, you have it. It's good.
Yeah. 7 minutes left.
Why not?
All right. Cool.
7 minutes left. All right.
What's the best SQL sub? No budget.
SQ
sound good. I mean,
no budget. See, I feel that when they say no budget,
there's always a budget.
It's always a budget.
I tell you who makes some really awesome subwoofers that are totally underrated. I don't know if this is going to be the way you want to go with it, but Focal subwoofers are some of the most they do impressive subwoofers.
That's what I had to say. Yeah,
they're but no one ever thinks to do them because they're expensive. Another one is Morel, the one that's hanging on. Well, did we take it down?
No,
we did take it down. We did.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah, it's up there, the Ultimo.
Okay, yeah.
The Morel subs, 5.1-inch voice coil, super sexy, like sound amazing. Like just dude, we put 2 of them in the Porsche. With with the crazy expensive build.
Casey has 2 on his car,
but they're these subs that most people don't even think about because they are so expensive, and they don't look like what you would, they don't look like what you'd see when you see an expensive subwoofer. They look like normal subwoofers, but they sound amazing. There's so much technology that goes into these things. But and so Fro right here it says, "Love me some Focal subs."
That is true.
So and that's
What's
it.
up, buddy? Marty.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, here we go. Sage's Focal Bronco was the most amazing system I've ever heard. Yeah. Oh, no doubt. Like those things just kill it. But yeah, if you're looking to like spend some serious money on a subwoofer and you want to try something that no one will know anything about, check out the Focal subs. You could always give Orca a call, ask to talk to Sage, or call Sage at Sounds Good Stereo.
Mm-hmm.
Did I get it right? Sounds Good Car Stereo.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Sounds Good Car Stereo out of Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
They could probably even build you a box and ship it to you. If not, I don't know. But
he will build you a box, that's for sure. You
can actually buy the flax subs in an enclosure off of Crutchfield.
Yep.
We can buy it too, but you can, it's all the boxes for those are made by MTI. There it is. Mary Lou agreed. The Bronco is stupidly amazing. You should hear it now.
No, they change it
because it has the new M profile
Kevlars, and they added Bernie to the party. So,
does Canada have SQ competition? Who is the reigning champion? That's a good question. I honestly have no idea.
Marty should know.
Marty might know. It's funny though. I will be in Canada next week. I leave on Thursday. I'll be in Canada. I'll be in Toronto at the CMA, not the Country Music Award, the Canadian Mobile Audio. Or it's got anyways. It's a big thing. I think Marty's going to be there. I'll be there. Dougie be there. Yeah. Tommy Who will be there. Matt will be there. Matthew Palumbo.
Matthew will be there. Jeff is going to be there?
Jeff is not going. No. But there'll be a bunch there again. There'll be more Americans there. Andy will be there. Ken will be there. Nick Wingate will be there.
It's a party now.
Brian Schmidt will be there. Fred Lynch from ARC will be there. Brian Mitchell won't. But it's gonna be a party.
And our friends from
the Canadians.
Yeah, dude. All these guys are.
Hey,
awesome.
Listen.
Oh
no, listen. Canadian Steve is the best.
Phil, oh my God.
Phil-tastic.
Yes. Justin.
Automods.
Justin.
Justin's good. Yeah. You guys are going to meet all those guys hopefully next week. Yeah. I'll get a chance to interview. Yeah. Just talking to Steve's beard, I think, is probably the coolest thing to do because his beard is just amazing.
I just want to see Phil walking with a cigar just because he's there.
Yeah.
Why not?
But my point is, and all the Kenwood guys.
Yeah.
All the Kenwood guys from Canada. But to make it a party, the Canadians have to bring in the Americans. You got to bring the Americans in to make it a party.
No.
We get stupid. It's
you
the only way to do it.
You want a stupid party? Just bring the Americans. Yeah.
They will ruin some stuff.
Yeah.
But no, that's next week. I'm pretty excited to do that. Wait, where did it go? How do you like the sound of the kicker key running active on a set of KS components? Actually, we did that in Haley's car.
They awesome.
That's the Haley system.
They're great.
We did that for a very long time in her car. It sounds spectacular.
Yeah.
Since then, that's really the only way we run that amplifier. Now, keep in mind, the only shortcomings of the kicker key are if you have a premium audio system, it's not for you. If you have a base model audio, the kicker key is for you. If for some reason time alignment is off, you can play with the balance and fader and try to get it right. However, you may also have an all-pass filter in there that could be causing the problem. If that's the case, then you need to put a key lock and DEQ it, which will set which will make the signal into the key amp flat, and then you can re-EQ it after that, and you'll get a better sound stage. And then when you're ready to put in a big boy amplifier, wink, wink, just kidding. You can always use the key as a line driver, which is what we did when we were doing the quad box back in Haley's cars. We actually used the key 501 as a line driver into the big 2400.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know, it's crazy.
That's it, guys.
What do we got here?
It says happy nice Sunday and say hi to Haley.
I will definitely say hi to Haley. What do you think about infinite baffle sub installs? I think if it's done right, it sounds amazing. That's the key though, is to do it right, and if you're going to go, here's the one thing to keep in mind, man. If you're going to compete, infinite baffle seems like the ticket. I don't know if in a daily driver, that's something you'd want to do. I don't know anyone with a daily driver that has an infinite baffle application. I feel it's just competitors because you want to play that really deep.
That was Bill, no?
Bill who?
Bill.
Bill?
Yeah.
Brown?
Friend? No.
Oh no, that was Nathan. Who are we talking about?
Trigillis.
Yes. What about Trigillis?
He had a car, daily driver, infinite baffle. No.
No. That was
no,
Nathan.
that was band pass. My bad.
That was a
I'm
band
sorry.
pass.
I was
It was a band
just
pass. Yeah, he does band
all over
passes.
the place. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's okay, and that's why because
Yes. That's true.
I have no idea. We had Chick-fil-A for lunch, so dinner probably won't happen. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't normally eat lunch, and we ate lunch kind of late, so dinner. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Don't forget, guys, if you guys want a good tool to have,
Oh, you're gonna.
you
is
have
this
to
cutting
go
the
to
promo?
DNF tool drawer and get the IRTA tool. We have some videos on how to use it and all the stuff that you can get. 2-channel electrical RTA electrical.
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome tool. And that's it. That's it to show, guys. Hey, it's Saturday night, which is it's a good thing. It's pretty awesome. We love Saturday night. That means we don't have to work tomorrow, which thank God.
Yeah.
But hey, for the rest of you guys, if you made it through the show after St. Patrick's Day, good for you. Thank God. It's probably the first thing you watch. But if you're going to continue St. Patrick's Day tonight, and you were fortunate enough to make it home, make sure you play it safe tonight. Do the same thing. I saw when I was getting home last night, my neighbors were standing out in their driveway waiting for their Uber. I was like, oh wow, it was weird for one seeing these people standing at the foot of their driveway going, what are these guys doing? And then I parked, and then the Uber came and picked them up. I was like, that's playing it smart. They knew they were going to have a good time that night. And they said, screw it. We're just going to get Ubered back and forth. So keep in mind, play it safe, get your pets spayed and neutered, and maybe yourself. I'm just saying, whatever works for you guys. You guys have a great weekend. We will see you back here. Yeah, you're late. What the hell, Angel? What the hell?
Come on. All right. So
we will see you guys Monday.
Yeah,
let's just start over.
here.
No. All right, hold on. Let me start over. Let me hit the redo button. All right, hold on.